Hey traders, this is Ron at Market Tamer. Happy Thursday. Hope you guys are doing great. As always, everything in this presentation is for educational purposes only. We'll lead out here with the SPY, a little bounce today, about 0.8%. We came down, hit some previous support areas, and we bounced higher. Now you might say, well, why did that happen? What could cause it? Well, if you look at that candle, we opened around 287. We then went down to 285. We were down 20 plus S&P points or $2 on the SPY, but the bears couldn't push any lower. Once they lost that momentum, then the shorts start to cover, folks that were bearish over here, and the bulls come in, maybe try to do some bottom fishing. But when you look back, and I talked about these bearish engulfing patterns, I mean, there was one even back here in September, then there was another one here, then there was another one here, then there was another one here, literally 2 days later, and you close below the 50-day moving average in orange, which is an institutional moving average, a well-known moving average, it is no shock. And then pop goes the weasel to the downside, you will. Down it goes, get some extra selling, it stops, hits support, boom, short covering. What I want to watch for now is if we get back up to the 50-day in orange, what happens? We're going to fill the gap if that occurs. If we hit it, we then close near the lows of the day. That's going to be a rejection, and that's going to look for a great potential bearish setup. So if you're a bear, you're going to be smiling ear to ear. That's probably what you're looking for. It's like, yeah, run back up there, hit that number, roll over, and then we set ourselves up for the next plunge down. If we get back above the 50-day, well, we'll start getting back on the edge. Now, diamonds, similar story. Here, 255 or so looks like better support. We got down into some of these support levels around 257. And there was a reversal. We opened at 260. We got down to 257.50, 250, 350 point drop in the Dow, and then we reverse off the lows. Watch the 50-day there for the next target on the upside to see how far this bounce can go. If we can't get above it, bad news for the bulls. Here are the Qs. They did the best, up over 1% today. Also came into some support levels today, finished near the highs of the day. But with the Qs, you have the 20-day EMA in red, the 50-day SMA in orange, both coagulating right around this 188.5 area. So if we come up there, hit resistance, that's going to act as double resistance. You get above it, it's strong for the bulls. You hit it, you get rejected, closing your lows of the day. That's strong for the bears. Now, tomorrow, I am holding top 10 stocks for year-end event. Folks, we are within 2-3 weeks of the calendar turning massively bullish historically. You need to know which stocks are set to soar. I can also show you what stocks are set to crash, even if the market wants to keep selling off. So it doesn't really matter, up or down. From a seasonality perspective, we are getting really close to prime time. Historically, one of the best times of the year, the end of October, right into December 15th. And then it reignites again once January comes. Those of you that have seen these webinars, you know these stocks typically soar as much as 70, 80, 90+% of the time. And we're not talking about a little 3 to 5% move. Some of these stocks have track records of 15, 20, 25+%. It's extraordinary. You can't afford not to know which these stocks are. You can register at the bottom of this video. If you receive this via email, there's going to be a link in your email. By the time we're doing this video, which is around 6 o'clock on Thursday night, we're getting down to just double-digit seats left. There's not that many left. The webinar room can only hold 500, so you got to register ASAP. I hope to see you there. Now, that said, one of the stocks we're going to be watching, United Airlines. I talked about this. There's usually a rally into September. There is. Then we roll over. We have. Guess when the next window is? If I bring in a chart of financial, you're going to be looking at it. So check this out. There's a little bit more of a dip. Then we get another week, and then it starts to rip historically. And some of these numbers are incredible. 92+% historical track record. It's absolutely crazy. So instead of wondering which stock might soar or crash, I can show you proven data, show you when the rips typically occur, and when the rest of the year, it basically goes nowhere from an odds perspective. So when would you rather hold a stock? Knowing exactly when it starts to rise, or when it's just 50-50 odds, so to speak? That's what I'm going to show you tomorrow, so you definitely can't afford to miss it. Now, also, let me just quickly take a peek at Apple. Apple was up about 0.8% today, still holding the 20-day EMA. Just keep an eye on the 50-day. Apple's acting really strong here, which it's going to be hard, I think, for the whole market to go into sell-off mode if Apple's going to hang in there. It's a stock that's held by tons of funds, FUNDS funds, and it's sort of like which way is the wind blowing on the overall market. We take a quick peek at gold, GLD, off its highs. Please keep in mind as well, if I come in here and I do a drawing, and we're using thinkorswim tonight, just check this out. Let's put the other trend line in here. Downtrending channel, right? So just be careful on GLD. We're getting lower highs. Today prints a lower high. And I had a question on emerging markets. They're also in a downtrending channel. I have that drawn in already. And then if you look at FXI, China, sort of the same thing. There's your upward trend line. And again, you can see the lower trend line. So that's it. I look forward to seeing you guys if you can make it tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, top 10 stocks for your end. And I'll unveil these within the first 5 minutes of going live. Wish you guys all the best. I'll catch you in the next video. Take good care.